Greater Memphis Media. TSD TV, Tri-State Defender.
And the revolution will be televised. Welcome to another edition of the Brian Clay Chronicles. I am your host, Brian Clay, and I am with my good friend today, Mr. Ricky Wilkins, former housing chairman, worked very close with Dr. Harrington, was very instrumental in getting Dr. Harrington elected many years ago. Brother Wilkins ran for Congress, District 9 against Steve Cohen, and he is the talk of the town, specifically amongst black elected officials, with his proposal on putting the Black Pact together. How you doing, Brother Ricky?
I couldn't be better, good
man,
brother.
Man, you're looking well, man.
To be here with you is an honor, good brother.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Before we go into anything, give me your perspective on the pandemic.
You know, I first started following the pandemic back in February.
Okay.
I was talking to a white colleague of mine who's in the medical profession, who said to me, Ricky, this virus is starting to percolate over in China at the time.
And when was this, I guess?
This would have been in February.
Okay.
This would have been in February. So I think we started getting, quote unquote, halfway serious about it in March. I remember my daughter, they closed her dorm down at Vanderbilt sometime in early March, somewhere in there.
Because March Madness, I think, had just started.
That's exactly right. So this really started with me sort of paying a real good attention to it back in February. And I told everybody in my family, I said, listen, this is unlike anything that we know about, so do not take this lightly. I told everybody in my family, I told all my family and friends, this thing is serious.
Did they take it seriously at first?
Some did and some didn't. Because I would go, and you know how it is, you know our people.
Right.
Some folks get it and some people don't. And so all I could do was continue to follow up and say, hey, you need to be taking precautions. You know, we went out and, you know, stocked up on the food and all this kind of stuff. We were ready. We had survivor kits, not knowing what was going to happen. So it's better to be prepared than not be prepared.
Right.
So we did that. And of course, as time went on and the next few weeks unfolded, next few months unfolded, they're like, oh man, this thing is really serious. And so, you know, we know the history and we know what happened and where we are today. And so unfortunately, we are witnessing a complete and total failure of leadership from the federal government. Complete and total failure of leadership. And with calamitous and deadly consequences for our people, especially poor, marginalized people who are already vulnerable. Right. Already vulnerable. Right. And that's the reality where we are today. And I just pray that God continues to, man, all these medical professionals, man, that are literally putting their lives on the line. Every day. Every day, bruh. Every day. And so, man, my heart pours out. What can we do? I mean, obviously, we got to practice safe everything.
Yeah,
we're doing that.
Even now, we would usually give each other a pound and all that.
You know?
But we're practicing social distancing.
Man, our lives have just been uprooted because this man in the White House, that man didn't give a damn and was arrogant, ignorant. Man, it's a powerful combination. When you combine arrogance and ignorance, bruh, watch out. Watch out.
Yeah, that's a scary cat.
That's a scary combination. And that's what we're dealing with in this country right now.
Yeah, and it would be almost funny if it wasn't real, but I think that is a perfect segue into what we're going into. You made a post, and we're actually two posts. And,
only two?
Only two. But we're going to get into the post you had recently.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then we're going to get into the Black Pact, which is the main topic that we want to talk about.
Yes, sir.
But you made a very intelligent comment, without going into detail, about the leadership that we have in office. Now, many cities can complain about not having black leadership and this, that, and the other. However, Memphis is very unique in saying that both both major bodies of government are really led by black people. The county commission is majority black, and obviously our city council is black. But if you would kind of discuss what you witnessed yesterday on the city council in regards to African Americans taking leadership in the city, and then the caveat that goes with it.
So let me start by saying it is a sad commentary when God has put power into the hands of his people, and they choose to turn that power over to someone else, especially given the history of this community. And I can go back 30 years, 50 years, 70 years, 100 years. And I can create a timeline for you because I'm a historian.
By nature.
I follow history.
Family. Security. Happiness. They had it all. A good life. Then, one day, the unexpected happened. And just like that, everything changed. Things spiraled downhill quickly. Suddenly, their lives were falling apart. They were facing the unknown. I'm attorney Ursula Woods. Call us at the bankruptcy law firm before it's too late. We can help you get back on track and give you the second chance that you deserve.
The day our son was diagnosed with cancer, we didn't know what to do.
You know, you have the really nice people and you have a really nice place, but then you have that one big struggle that you're going through. So.
The question we're always wondering about is, what if it comes back, or what if she has complications from her therapy as she gets older?
Should we really be considering this clinical trial? Is it really going to help him?
When the doctor was telling me I had cancer, I didn't know how to act in front of my mom. I didn't know how to handle this news.
When it comes to pediatric cancer, there are always more questions than answers. We can face pediatric cancer together.
Hi, Jim Downey. Hi, good to meet you. Hi, Jim. So Savannah, how old are you again?
I am 6.
6 years old. So first, as a parent who has just been given the news that your child has cancer, we see the Together site as an important tool that will help you through the journey that you face. When you go home with that diagnosis of cancer, then you're facing the decisions that are going to alter your child's life and your life. Why can't there be a site, an authoritative site that gives you everything you need to make the right decisions? From diagnosis to finishing treatment to the next steps to long-term follow-up, information for you, information for you, information for you.
Your questions go beyond treatments and trials. Together, we'll offer resources and support for your day-to-day life.
As the father of a pediatric cancer patient, I know that when you or someone you love is facing cancer, you find strength in information and hope. That's what this website, this resource, this community called Together is all about.
the Bible says that a people who are ignorant of their past are doomed to repeat it. When you sit back and look at where Memphis was 100 years ago and where Memphis is today, that biblical, truism rings loud and clear.
It's coming to pass.
It's coming to pass. It's coming to pass. And I submit to you, BC, as I sit here with you tonight, good brother, painfully, unless we do something majorly different, this Groundhog's Day scenario will play itself over and over and over again.
Because essentially that's what it is, right?
That's exactly what it is.
Because yesterday...
And bro, let me tell you this, I don't want to stop. And it's played itself out so long that everybody has gotten accustomed to it.
Is it... And what Ricky Wilkins, let me tell the good people of Memphis what Brother Wilkins is referring to. There was an opportunity to elect a chairman on the council.
That's right. Last night.
Last night. And what happened?
Here is the painful pain. Listen, I witnessed it with my own eyes. Last night, the Memphis City Council, the last item on the agenda was the vote for the chairmanship of the Memphis City Council. There were two vying individuals. Frank Covette, who is a Republican.
Right, and Martavius Jones. Nominations
were closed after those two men said, we would like to serve. When nominations closed, something real interesting happened. Real interesting. This is a public meeting. A public meeting. People zoomed in. Some people called in. Everybody waiting on the proceeding. What I expected to occur was after these men gave their opening pitch as to why they should be elected chair of the Memphis City Council, that the public would be given an opportunity to weigh in. We like this, we don't like that, we support this person, we don't support that person, whatever. Just have that political discourse. To my knowledge, none of that occurred.
Okay.
None of that occurred. It went immediately to a vote. Immediately to a vote. And when the vote was cast, 3 African Americans voted with 3 Republicans and the doctor who's on the council, and
Jeff Warren.
Mr. Warren. I think Dr. Warren is a registered Democrat, but I'm not sure. He hasn't been around.
He kind of dances.
I'm not sure where he is. But here's my point. Had the 3 African Americans, actually we really only needed 2, had 2 African Americans decided that they were going to stand with the people and elect for the first time a majority black Memphis City Council, we would have made history last night. Instead, Ed Ford Sr., Cheyenne Johnson, and Patrice Robinson, council chair, voted along with the 3 Republicans and Mr. Warren to defeat the will of the masses of black people in this community. That happened last night, bruh. Last night.
Right.
Now.
And there was even name calling in regards to that as well.
So let me talk about the name calling.
Which was totally unnecessary.
Not only unnecessary, uncouth,
it was
uncalled for, but let me tell you something. Here's what you need to figure out. Ask yourself this question. Why would a sitting elected official react like that?
I have no idea.
No. Think about it. It's just a city council meeting. You on the prevailing side.
Yeah, you already won.
You just won. Why are you behaving like that? Now listen to me. Councilman Ford is my fraternity brother.
Right.
You understand me?
Yeah, he's a member of...
I got nothing but love for that brother.
Right.
As a man.
As a human being, yes, as a man.
But as a city council member, you disappointed me, man.
Yeah.
And you may not give a damn about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care that you don't. But you dishonored our people with your vote last night, brother.
While we got you fired up, you handed me a list, and this kind of goes to the heart of what the Black PAC is proposing to do.
Yes, sir.
I've talked to a few elected officials in the African American community, and they say it may be unrealistic to not do what you're proposing. And for those that don't know, Brother Wilkins was at Lemoyne-Owen a few weeks ago, and he introduced the idea of a Black PAC. And for those of you that don't know what a PAC is, it's a political action committee that provides funds for individuals running for public office. Attorney Wilkins also handed me a list of a hodgepodge, and this is just a small list.
It's a small list.
of institutions with budgets up to $25 million, and they're all headed by European Americans or
white men and women. White men and women.
And white men.
Mainly white men.
Yes, mainly white men. Airport Authority, MATA, Leadership Memphis, Pink Palace, Downtown Commission. The Black PAC, which is, you're partnering with Tyrone Burroughs, who's a very influential person in this community.
Absolutely.
Is it unrealistic, Brother
Absolutely not.
Okay, tell us.
Here's what I have to do. I have to awaken people to the realm of possibility.
Right.
We are all creatures of habit.
Mm-hmm.
We're creatures of habit.
Right.
Unfortunately for black people in Memphis, we have developed a habit of being on the bottom.
Right.
It's a habit.
Is it in our soul?
It is woven into the fabric of our survival in this world.
Right.
Black folks, unlike many people around the world, we have to learn how to survive because we are being subjected historically to the most dastard, problematic conditions.
Right.
Going back to the Middle Passage, and I don't want to get too deep on the show today.
Well,
we'll save that for another day.
day.
But we are conditioned to be at the bottom.
Whether you're planning for a comfortable retirement, preparing for her big day, or saving for graduation day.
I know it's a lot, but what do you think?
We can help with that.
Preserver Partners, preparing for your future today.
Family. Security. Happiness. They had it all. A good life. Then, one day, the unexpected happened. And just like that, everything changed. Things spiraled downhill quickly. Suddenly, their lives were falling apart. They were facing the unknown. I'm attorney Ursula Woods. Call us at the bankruptcy law firm before it's too late. We can help you get back on track and give you the second chance that you deserve.
Some people are going to argue with me about this. Well, let me break it down. In Memphis, Tennessee, right now today, if you show me a category that matters, whether it be healthcare, whether it be lifestyle and living conditions, whether it be education, you show me a area that matters, and I'll show you a people at the very rock bottom. That's what I'll show you. So don't talk to me about the fact that there's, it's not the way it is. No, it is. We simply have learned to survive in spite of that.
Do you think the individuals that, and we know it's going to be a truckload, but there are certain individuals that are going to be considered front runners, and they're African American, and we have a mayoral campaign that's going to be coming up pretty soon. Do you think they're going to buy into the Black Pact?
Well, if the vision and instruction that I have received from a higher power has any relevance to what's happening in Memphis right now, not only is the Black Pact going to be a viable entity going forward, but it will do, as I project that it will do, is reset a course of activity and action in this community, the likes of which the community has never seen or heard, and it will set the standard going forward for generations yet to come.
It's really
of how
it's really transferring economics.
Absolutely. And think about it this way: the reason why the document that's in your hands, the optics list. This is a list of all, not all, many of the major public. Keep that in mind. Public.
Yeah, these are all public.
These are all public positions. They belong to you. They belong to me. They belong to my little sister over there in the corner when she gets to be of age. The problem is, every year in Memphis, white people take home 99% of our money every year. And they've done so for the last, conservatively, 70, 80 years. Conservatively.
Right.
Now, you don't need to be a
very conservative.
You don't need very conservative. We can go back a long way, but I want to keep it more in modern times so that people won't get.
You could even do it since '91.
Do it since the election of the first African American mayor of Memphis, Tennessee. Everybody's got that historical frame of reference.
Right.
Okay. Regardless of what you think about that era, it was historic in our community. First time a black man raised his hand and became the mayor of this majority African American city. Now, I've been practicing law 30 years. In fact, we're celebrating in a couple of weeks, you'll hear about it, 30 years of excellence. Ricky Wilkins' practice of law in Memphis. I came back home to my hometown after law school in May of 1990.
And you went to the south side of Carver?
No. I'm a Carver Cobra, brother.
You're a Cobra. Right.
I'm a Carver Cobra. I came back home to help this community live up to what I know its potential to be.
Right.
I have poured my heart and soul. I have suffered mightily. Trying to stand up and do the right thing in this community because I know how important it is in terms of progressing this lineage of leadership in this community. Think about it this way. People can think about Harrington's tenure since 1991, okay? The city of Memphis for the prior 150 years, no African American mayor. We elected our first black city council member, Fred Davis, God bless his soul, who just passed away within the last few months.
Right.
Or certainly within the last year, 1968. Since then, the city of Memphis elected J.O. Patterson, elected James Ford, now deceased, a brother of John and Harold and all those guys. And then Harold got elected in '74. And then after that, I'm missing somebody and I apologize. But our political leadership started roughly in 1968 and progressed forward to this day.
We've only got 30 seconds.
Okay.
And we got to come back and do this.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. What do you want to say to the people of Memphis?
About the Black Pact?
About the Black Pact or anything that's on your mind right now?
Real quickly. The Black Pact was...
And how we're going to defeat this cycle of poverty.
Absolutely. So God gave me an image of I said, Lord, we're caught in a vice grip. We can't get out of this. We struggle and we strive and we can't get out. Lord, give me something to take to the people that they can understand about what we must do to rid ourselves of these historical shackles that keep us and prevent us from rising up where we belong.
Right.
So the Black Pact came to me in a vision. Go tell white people, we don't want your money anymore. In fact, if you try to give it to us, we're going to give it back to you. See, white folks are accustomed to our people showing up with hat in hand, asking them for money. That's their deal. That's how they remain in power. This whole thing that happened with Cheyenne and Cheyenne and Patrice, and Edmund. This is an example of what happened when the minority, these four white people, the minority get to exercise power and control over the majority. They do it through the money. So God says, take that sword out of their hands. Tell black folks to stand with you and help raise the money for the Black Pact so that the politicians can't argue that they lost anything. I'm going to replenish the coffers of these elected officials. It's only 14 of them. Well, we're not talking about a lot of people. Give them their money and make them then go stand and tell the people why they can't be independent of white folks and their money.
This has been Ricky Wilkins, one of the more provocative interviews we've done on the Brian Clay Chronicles. We will definitely have Brother Ricky back, man. We appreciate you. We love you, man.
Love you, bro.
And we're going to keep rocking and rolling.
No doubt.
Again, this has been the Brian Clay Chronicles with attorney Ricky Wilkins and the Black Pact. We will see you the next time we air on the Brian Clay Chronicles. Pow pow.